Hi, I'm Jake Horner, Camp Director for Camp Karundana, coming from you from my home office. We are living in historic times, an era that we will look back on, perhaps not unlike times of disaster or economic uncertainty that have impacted our country before. As Americans, as Pennsylvanians, and as Scouts, we are resilient. We are strong. We are brave and prepared. We will get through this pandemic, and we will be stronger because of it. We don't know what will come from this virus in the coming weeks and months. The President, Congress, and the Governor of Pennsylvania and the Legislature of Pennsylvania are all working very hard to learn about this virus and to protect us, lead us, and to make our country stronger. Despite this, many are fearful of the unknown and are concerned about the future. These are absolutely natural responses to the unknown. Since 1933, Camp Karundana has offered fun, exciting, and memorable scouting experiences for local youth. Because of our programs, Scouts have grown as people. They've grown in self-confidence, and they've grown in character. They've made central Pennsylvania a better place to live. For almost 100 years, since Camp K first started, we have always met or exceeded BSA camping standards and all Pennsylvania Department of Health requirements. We have passed all of our annual inspections and will continue to do so moving forward. We continue to meet and exceed all of these standards. Despite the occasional skinned knee, twisted ankle, or pocket knife cut, camp is really a safe place when compared to other activities that your sons and daughters engage in. As we review available information and guidance from local and state governments and health officials, it is clear to the members of the Susquehanna Council Executive Board and the Council Camping Committee that we will not be able to safely open Camp K as scheduled this June. There is simply too much risk based on all of the available data for us to continue to plan for these events to take place. Because of this, the Susquehanna Council is announcing the postponement of our first few weeks of resident camp as scheduled for this summer. This includes Scouts BSA Sessions 1 and 2, as well as Specialty Week. We cannot risk the health and safety of our Scouts, our leaders, and our staff, and we can't risk the good name of Scouting by planning for June events to occur at this time. However, we are still planning on having a camp season in July. Our revised schedule has staff arriving for camp on Sunday, June 28th, for a week of preparation and training, followed by the first of our campers arriving on Sunday, July 5th. We will have 3 weeks of Scouts BSA troops running during the weeks of July 5th, 12th, and 19th, followed by a single Cub Scout session during the week of July 26th. The Venturing and Specialty session, originally scheduled for the week of June 28th, will not be rescheduled for 2020. Now, many of you have seen the recent announcement from the Governor's Office noting that golf courses, marinas, and private campgrounds are permitted to resume operations as of Friday, May 1st. We looked at this, and upon investigating it further, we determined that unfortunately this does not apply to Camp K for a number of reasons. Private campgrounds in this case are defined as a place where individuals have their own designated plots for like an RV, a tent, or other accommodations. Under the government restrictions, these campgrounds are not permitted to operate banquet or other dining facilities, nor are they able to provide public restrooms, and they are discouraged from opening areas that risk social distancing not being possible, such as basketball courts. The limitations put in place by Pennsylvania prohibit Camp K from opening at this time. Summer camp is the highlight of the scouting year, and it is even more important than ever in 2020. Due to social distancing this spring, our Scouts need the outdoors to decompress with their friends, to seek adventure, and to play the game of scouting. Regarding the rescheduled weeks for July, we expect that we will still see some concerns about health and safety from our parents and our leaders. In addition to the standard health and safety guidelines of the Boy Scouts of America and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania that we follow at summer camp, we will institute additional protocols and changes designed to put a higher focus on the safety of our campers and minimize the spread of COVID-19. These will include, but are not limited to, sending pre-arrival checklists to our units, preliminary screening before being allowed to leave the parking area upon arrival, special training to emphasize personal hygiene and responsibility, daily temperature checks of all participants and all staff, and we will also work to hire additional sanitation staff if possible. All programs at camp will be reviewed within the context of health and safety guidelines in place at the time of camp, and some programs may not be offered if we're not confident in them. More details on those will be rolled out as camp gets nearer and our understanding of COVID-19 improves. I promise that health and safety is absolutely paramount in the Susquehanna Council. With that in mind, we ask that everyone remains flexible and understands that camp might not look like what it has in the past. Depending on recommendations of health officials, some of our merit badges or other programs just might not be feasible, and others may be delivered using methods never seen before in our summer camp setting. Regardless, your troop or pack will have an amazing bonding experience. Your scouts will be able to create memories in the outdoors and positive scouting experiences with their friends. As a council, we will work to expand and build upon program opportunities at camp for our Cub Scouts and Scouts BSA members this fall and winter. These programs are still in the preliminary stages of development and will be guided by surveys and conversations with our scouting families. In the coming weeks, we will be rolling out more information about district and council programs for our packs and our troops to participate in. These include fall camporees, the Weeblos Camporee, Cubs in Camp, and more. Check out our newsletter and website for more information. If you'd like to sign up for our newsletter, you can do so by going to susquehannabsa.org and clicking on the sign up link at the bottom of our homepage. With all this planning and change, we hope you will grant our team a bit of grace and a bit of time to get all the details worked out. We've been all in on summer camp this spring, and this pivot will take some time to get fully developed, implemented, and communicated. We are also aware of the financial impact of COVID-19 on our families, as well as on our camp. Many of our families are in a bind financially, with layoffs, furloughs, reduced hours, and many industries seeing low at work. We have already provided $10,000 in campership assistance to families this year in need, and we are continuing to seek more support for youth who can't afford the full cost to attend camp this year. If your family has been impacted by COVID-19 and that has resulted in a change in your financial situation, we encourage you, please go to our website and download the campership form on our resident camp resources page. When completed, please return it to me at jacob.horner@scouting.org no later than May 15th. I will make sure that it gets in front of the campership committee. And because of the social distancing protocols in place, we will not require a signature from the unit on a campership application at this time. That is a difference from camperships from the past. We also realize that some units will be unable to shift their schedules from a postponed session to a later one. Our hope is that your scouts will get excited about our fall and our winter events. You'll be able to roll over any camp fees already paid into either a weekend cabin rental or any available weekend in 2020 or 2021, or as a deposit for the 2021 summer camp season. Cub Scout families would have the additional option to roll any resident camp fees over to a day camp this summer. If your unit chooses to roll your deposit into 2021, we will lock in your 2020 pricing for all scouts. If these options do not work for your unit, you can request a refund for your camp fees by sending an email to susc.camping@scouting.org. That's susq.camping@scouting.org. The final determination on our refund policy for resident camp will be determined by the Council Executive Board no later than June 1st. We ask that you give us until June 15th to request a refund if that is the direction that your unit is going. With our limited staff, we have to prioritize actions. Our priorities will be to first, get registrations rolled over into new weeks for camp or for day camp. Next, to get registration fees transferred into weekend rentals. And third, to roll over fees into 2021. We will begin taking requests for refunds again on June 15th. Thank you again for respecting our limited staff resources and for your patience as we work through this process. I understand this has been a lot of information during this announcement that we have put out. In summary, camp is safe. Because of the current trajectory of the virus, we are pushing back the start of summer camp at Camp K to July 5. Scouting offers the adventures of a lifetime, It changes lives, and it makes Central Pennsylvania a better place for all of us. We invite you to check out more information about our COVID-19 response on our website, and to have you and your scouts participate in our Stop COVID-19 patch program. Thank you for everything that you do for our scouts and for the Susquehanna Council. And I look forward to seeing you all up at camp this summer. Good night.